me ask y'all, man, how do you get over the greatest woman in this world? How do you get over the greatest woman in this world? You know the thing that would hurt me the most in this world? If Shantae found a man and he did what I couldn't do. And he did what I couldn't do as a man for her. Do you have any idea what that would do to my soul? Because I was there first and I failed her as a husband. Let me tell you something, y'all. This woman did nothing in this marriage. It's all on me, y'all. It's all on me. I promise you it's on me. And listen, what she did for me. Oh my God. No, thank you, baby. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. I destroyed our love. We still love each other. We still love us there, but I destroyed our marriage. I destroyed the very thing that I made a vow to you. That was over. Just by signing a paper. Signing a paper. This Friday will always replay in my head. It will always be there. I just made a song and dance. I'm dancing that bitch like it was okay. I was so hurt because I didn't know what to do. I was hysterical, like, yo, I'm about to lose my best friend. I'm about to lose the woman that I love so much. Shantae, I just want to say thank you. I have to say thank you.
You don't. Sometimes you don't ever get over them. Sometimes you don't. You just don't. You're going to look for them in everyone that you're going to be with next, though. And you're going to punish the next woman, but you never get over those ones. This is why you have to behave your damn self when you're with somebody decent. Because sometimes you all don't realize that people accept you for who you are. People accept you for who you are. As raggedy, as broke, as dusty as you are. And you think it made your head bigger. And so now you think you can just do as you please. And you can have somebody else better. You can't. That person gave you a chance. As dusty, broke, terrible you are, somebody gave you a damn chance and you didn't take it. And now you want to, how do you get over the greatest one? You can't. Some of us going to suffer for a long time. I'm being honest. You just can't sometimes. And so what you're going to do, the next time that you find somebody who accepts as raggedy as you are, you're going to behave your damn self. I tried telling you all. Somebody accept you for who you are, and you think that you can find somebody better who's going to accept you for who you all need to stop, man. Some of us have already met the best person that going to put up with our mess. Boy, I swear.
Some comments in the comment section, they're funny. People are not focusing on what the man is talking about. Rather, they are focusing on the fact that he's not brushing. Some people are asking, why are you not brushing your teeth? Even the man's commentary, I mean the man that reacted to the video, the things he said about him, the way he looks. Anyways, let's take some comments and then my 2 cents. My mom always said, a crying man is a lying man. I bet he didn't know she great when they were together. Manipulative tactics of a narcissist when they realize they have lost control. He can't just brush his teeth. I'm sure she cried first. Now it's your turn. It wasn't what he couldn't do. It's what he wouldn't do. The breath is hurting me through the screen. Raggedy, broke and dusty. That part. Raggedy and all. He making me angry. Like I said, the creator made it worse, honestly. He made his situation worse. He just summarized what he thinks that man is from the way he looks. We've spoken about ladies that give men that are not conventionally looking a chance. How most of those relationships turn out to be. Those men will suddenly start feeling so important because of the attention they are getting from other women, because of their proximity to the women they are dating. and that makes them think they have arrived. Everyone now wants them, and then they lose control and start cheating. I'm not going to talk down on this man the way the reactor already did. We all know what it is. It's obvious. Imagine a woman choosing to be with a man like this, and the man turning around and cheating on her and treating her badly. Like, I really cannot wrap my head around that. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section.
I see a lot of guys calling me moo for what I just said, but I'm just speaking facts. You just don't like it. Like, y'all love to glorify your mom for how strong she was. She didn't need flowers. You know, she was stoic. She was traditional. I want a woman like my mom. But your mom was complaining in the low. You just never bother listening. Like, I remember when I started buying my mom's flower for Mother's Days, how happy she was. My dad never bought her flowers. I bought her flowers. She would put it in the vase, smell in the morning, look at it. She would look at it for hours smiling before she would put it in the vase. She liked it. My dad just never did it for her. Sometimes when she come home tired and she start cooking, I always used to think she loved cooking for us until the day I started asking her, "Are you tired, Mom?" "Yeah, I'm tired." "You want me to buy you food?" "I would take it." And she would drop everything she's doing. She would chill down and I would buy her food and we would just all eat. Yes. And a lot of guys don't understand is like, our mothers emancipated their daughters because they kind of made them aware of what they didn't want them to live through. And that's why they thought education was a way out of it. And it is. And a lot of guys are not adapting to that change. Time have evolved. We live in a digital era now. Guys like me are going to do what's right to their woman. And your girl is going to look at what I do to my woman and look at you like, nigga, the fuck are you doing? That's the type of pressure we're going to apply, nigga.
This is why so many mother-in-laws are so needy towards their son. They never received the proper affection from their husband. Even if the mother didn't outright say it, the daughters could say it. Basic empathy and eyes can tell you it sucks to never be wished happy birthday or work a full work day to come home and cook for everyone in the house without thanks. They were miserable. There is no other women I've spoken to who was happy, and that's sad. What men don't realize is that our mothers are the ones that made us the women we are today. They don't want us to suffer. I'm crying because I wanted to give my mom this. I watched my dad not even get her a birthday gift. I watched her cry of exhaustion, but she died with my dad in Nigeria when I was 13, and I would never be able to do that for her. So I'm crying happiness that you did that for her. My brothers don't get it, but I get it. I'm 41 and never got married. I refused to live that pain. I made sure my daughter didn't know how to cook. I made sure she centered her education and knowledge of how to make the most wealth. They complain to the daughters we don't even need to ask. My mom complained about my father to us girls, but she never told my brothers the same. That's why I hate the term maternal instinct. It's a form of benevolent sexism.
You realize something, dog. I just realized that I always been a problem in my relationships. I always been a problem. Cause I'm gonna break it down to y'all. Like, I ain't looking for no pity, and I'm just want to be honest. Like, I grew up in a single mother home, right? Seeing my mama, they so-called poogies and ray-rays and stuff. Seeing how she elevate these men and do stuff for them, and these men end up abusing her and dogging her out, treating her bad, all that. But the crazy part about it is she ended up always staying until she couldn't take it no more. So seeing that type of stuff growing up as a kid, I didn't realize how it was training me subconsciously to treat women the same way. This is the reason why I ain't never been able to really love strong and love hard and love for real, man. Me and my mama's relationship just really got strong like some years ago for real. Cause I resented her for a while because I ain't know my dad. You know, I ain't grow up with a dad. You know, I grew up with my grandmama and granddad. I seen how my granddad treated my grandmama. You know, but that was later on in life. By that time, that shit was already ingrained in my brain. But I ain't realized it was in my brain subconsciously because I ain't never thought in my head like I'm finna dog a chick out on purpose. It's just that when something subconsciously is going on in our brains, we don't realize that we programmed to do certain stuff. And I realized, man, that God always blessed me with good women. God always blessed me with good women, bro. I honestly think that every woman that I decide to really love and care about and take serious, bro, I really believe that they really loved me and was faithful and wasn't doing nothing. But I always end up being unfaithful. I always being toxic, and they always end up giving me a taste of my own medicine, bro. And this last woman I lost, bro, like, bro, this pain cut so deep, bro, because I'm older now. We're supposed to have kids. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, we're supposed to have kids. Like, we moved in together. I'm talking about, bro, like, everything was perfect. And, man, I betrayed her in the worst way. I betrayed her. I deceived her. I lied to her. You know, because I was afraid. Not out of malicious intent. I was just afraid to, like, really. It was almost like she was too perfect or something. And I could tell she had a past because I could just tell when the woman had a past. But I could tell that she was willing to like, really change and really turn from her old ways just to be with me. And along the line somewhere, man, I hurt her, man. And, man, she hurt me back in the worst way. And it's like our pain brought us together stronger. I don't know how it happened, but our pain brought us back together stronger, bro. You know, man, she won't even return my calls. She won't text back. She won't do nothing, bro. And as a man, bro, I don't care, bro. I'm holding myself accountable, bro. Like, man, if you see this to any woman I ever hurt, man, I apologize. I truly apologize. Like, please forgive me. Please forgive me because I ain't even know myself. You know. But this last woman, man, I really believe she's the one. And I believe it's gonna be the deeper pain that's gonna propel me to be a stronger man, a better man, because hey, bro, if you got a good woman, bro, lock in with her, bro. Don't let your pride and your ego make you lose out on something special, something good, bro, because it's hard to find a good woman out here, bro. Ain't nothing out here in the streets for real. I've been crying all day, bro. I'm holding back the tears right now because I'm recording this shit, but I've been crying all day thinking about this shit. Like, man, I always fumble the good women, man. I always fumble. Bro. I always fumble. I'm telling you right now as a man, bro, do not fumble a good woman, bro. Do not fumble a woman that love your dirty, stinky, musty drawers, bro, when you get out of work. You're not gonna find it. It's gonna be hard to find it again, bro. Do not fumble a good woman, bro. I'm telling you. Take it from me. Please, take it from me.
The women in the comment section are not helping. They are thanking him for what he did. I don't see anything he did. He never took accountability. He just shifted blame. Talking about growing up in a single home, seeing how other men treated your mom, and you thought it's normal. You must be a wicked person to think it's normal for a human being to be treated badly. You saying you thought it was normal and that made you to go ahead and treat other women badly, that speaks volume. It says a lot about you. It says you're not a good person. If you feel like it's okay to normalize maltreating people, especially when those people are nice to you. And to the women in the comment section telling him, thank you so much for taking accountability. Oh, I wish my man would do same. What were they thinking? Where exactly is their head at? This man never took accountability. Even when he spoke about the other woman that he messed up, he said he felt her past experience was influencing her actions. I say this all the time, yeah? It gets to a point in your life as an adult that you have to stop blaming the society and the conditioning for your bad behavior. The moment you become an adult, it is your responsibility to unlearn bad behavior and learn good behavior. You cannot set up your camera, tagging your video, oh, I realized that I've always been the problem. Then when you start talking, you're shifting blame to the women you had in your life, then saying you're sorry. No, you can't just apologize without taking accountability. Apology without accountability is noise. You're making noise. You're not ready. Please don't fall for things like this, blaming the society, blaming your mother. You are an adult. You have functioning brains. You can tell the difference between good and bad. So it is your responsibility to unlearn bad behavior. Having the audacity to make reference to how your mom had terrible men in her life and you choosing to do same to women, it's a crazy thing to do and it's a shameful one. I don't know if you never thought about it. Maybe you were speaking without thinking. Let's see what some women had to say in the comment section. Be happy you realized some people go through their whole life blaming. This one said, you all had accountability and I hear everything he's saying, shaking my head. True, because he wasn't accountable. He was blaming others. This is why people need to do inner work. Us women are beyond exhausted. So if you noticed that hurt your mom, why do it? Good question. It means you're not a good person. You should be mad at your father. In my most humble tone, this is how all of my exes sound after they lose me. Story of my life. And by this point, I'm finished with them. That's very big of you. How? Pray you are forgiven. I want to say thank you for showing men it's okay to admit they are the problem because of how they were raised and to hold themselves accountable when it comes to us good women, because we sit just like this thinking what we do wrong. etc. I needed to hear this. Oh God, who is going to tell her that he was blame shifting? He was shifting blame. He wasn't being accountable. It just shows that a lot of women are fed up. They are tired of receiving the bad behavior that men dish out, and they are sitting and hoping that one day those men will come and apologize. They are just waiting for that apology. A lot of women are hopeful, waiting for that apology because they are more than ready to forgive and carry on the relationship. Why is it that some men see horrible male examples and decide to do the opposite, and some men see bad and continue that behavior? It's all about personality, who they are inwardly, because if you're truly a good person, you would always gravitate towards good. But deep down, if you're a bad person, you would always want to do bad. That's my own little theory. Him seeing that the mother was tortured, tormented by men, and choosing to do that to women and thinking it's okay. That's how women are supposed to be treated. You must be the devil himself.
Nothing, and I mean nothing, will scar a man more in his life than realizing he let a good woman go. For why he did it, insecurity, jealousy, not feeling good enough, it will literally haunt him for the rest of his life, watching that woman get the man that she deserves to be with because he just simply could not step up to the plate.
Us men, immediately we realize we lost a good woman. Like we feel that essence of a good woman just gone immediately. It don't take years. It don't take a few days. It don't take the moment we lose a good woman. A man understands we have lost something precious to us. She might have been a woman that I didn't have to ask, hey, I'm on my last stick of deodorant. She just see I'm on my last stick. She get it. She gets soap in the house when it's low. Goddamn me. She goddamn have my work clothes out when I just fall asleep and I'm dead tired. I forgot to put them out. Like, it's the little shit. Our ego or our selfishness or our immaturity blew that opportunity with that woman. And the moment that happens, men know that exact moment we have lost something special.
Isn't it obvious to us that the kind of woman that men call a good woman is a woman that is willing to serve them? It's all about service. Talking about the moment we realize that we lost a good woman, what happened all the time you were in the relationship with her? You did not see her value. You did not realize she was a good person. You had to lose her to realize that she's a good person. Talking about she having your clothes ready for you, or helping you financially, I bet the other women they moved on to were not ready to do that BS for them. They were not ready to take that nonsense from them. It was at that point they came to the realization that they just lost a good woman. It's all about service. Is she ready to give me money? Is she ready to be at my beck and call? Is she ready to clean after me? Or is she a wife material? A woman that is willing to bend over for me? Do whatever I want her to do? That is what they call a good woman. I spoke about this in the previous video. When a man tells you that he lost a good woman, ask him what a good woman means to him. A woman that he can mold and shape into whatever he wants. A woman he can use and misuse. Those are the kind of women men call good women. Don't listen to this BS they're talking about. Don't listen to this nonsense they're spitting.
I didn't realize how lonely my marriage had become until a random Thursday night. I remember this moment. So we had spent lots of time apart. He was a long-haul airline pilot and was often gone for half the month or more. So I spent lots of time alone, and we spent lots of time apart. That was not new. But that moment of sheer and utter loneliness was on a random Tuesday night, Thursday night, and I was sitting in the living room, probably staring at my phone at the time. Maybe I was watching a movie, and he was in our bedroom, stuck to his iPad. I had made so many attempts and what psychologists call bids for connection. So did he want to watch a movie together? Did he want to play a game together? Did he want to, I don't know, sit and do crosswords, drink tea with me, anything? And the answer was always no. Did he want to go for a kayak? Did he want to go to the gym? Did he want to go do a yoga class? And the answer was always no. But you go ahead. And that random night, when I sat back and replayed all of those nights where I was rejected and told no, when I was desperate to try and connect and spend time with him, I realized that I was lonelier inside of a marriage than I was ever going to be on my own. And it was that moment that gave me some really great clarity about what my next steps needed to be. Has anybody else ever experienced that loneliness within a marriage, relationship? It's the worst.
It was a question. So let's see how people responded to her question in the comment section. People were sharing their own stories. Let's go through some stories. This is coming from a man. 100%. I've never felt more lonely half the time, competing with work, kids, and her phone. Are we all married to the same guy? She replied saying, not anymore. I have now been separated nearly 2 years. I was lonely right from the first 2 days after our wedding day. Right now, as I'm typing, I'm in my own bedroom. 17 years with this man have been like hell on earth. Whenever he's home, he's either drunk or busy arguing. We are now housemates. He begged me to forgive him, but the damage that he caused me is too big to just forgive and be with him again. I've always been a married widow. That's sad. I was more alone when he was home than when I was alone by myself. She replied, I felt the exact same way. Yes, lonely as hell. He doesn't even make an effort to take me out to places. I'm 56 years and life is short. I just want to leave. I'm thinking of divorce. Can someone please advise me? For 24 years and still living it. I went from just living our lives to wishing he would be gone. Not dead, just not there ever. Do you think it's better to be divorced? So do we marry in the first place, or is it always going to end like this? I would never discourage anyone from getting married. I had a wonderful marriage for many years. Mine sleeps before the kids are asleep. And then I don't see him until after he's off work, which isn't much time until dinner, bath, and bed. I constantly ask to do things at night and he says he's too tired and falls asleep. It's emotionally draining.
Do you think you actually like your husband? Mine left me 3 months ago. He said he wanted to be free. I was devastated. It was the end of my life. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't function. I thought my body was dying. So, and then now, 3 months later, I'm remembering all the different things we did together. And I go to the same places we used to go and remember like, oh, we did this here and we did that there. And every time I realized I wasn't happy. I didn't like it. He was a jerk to me. Like that restaurant we went to, he hated it. He told me he hated it. That trip we went on to for our 20th anniversary to Peru, on the first night in Cusco, he was telling me how he doesn't want to be here, how he hates it already, how he is like livid and he doesn't want to be here. And I almost told him, get on the plane and get back. And then I said, why did you say this to me? And he says, because I don't want you ever to drag me into these things again. Or when we went to the theater and I was driving and he was telling me where to go, where to drive, and I couldn't think straight. I couldn't. In the moment, the lights, their cars, and I was in a somewhat unfamiliar situation, and he was yelling at me, go here, go there. He got so mad at me. I think he thought I wasn't listening. So he literally stepped out of the car in the middle of the intersection and he walked to the theater. That was years ago. And it just kept on going. Every place I visit now by myself, I look at it and I go, oh, we went there together. And then I remember, like, what? That was a terrible experience. So I guess if I remind myself more of these situations and how really terrible our life was, then maybe my heartbreak will go away sooner. Because what is it that I'm actually heartbroken over? I think it's the idea of him, idea of what the life should be, the status, the married, with kids, the white picket fence, the whole shebang. I did not want to see how unhappy I was. So, do you actually still like your husband? Because I think everybody deserves to live with their best friend and not the enemy.
That was a very sad one. Please feel free to share your story with us in the comments section.
I'm laughing with my friends about this, but it's actually not funny. The hardest part of marriage so far, in my 7 months, is the cooking. Bro, like, why do these men eat so much? Oh, the food is always finished.
Okay, I have a theory, and just walk with me here. The more time you spend around a man, the more your sense of self-awareness begins to erode. Like, do you notice how male-centered women are constantly putting themselves in situations where, like, normally somebody would be completely embarrassed? That it's like men are so good at embarrassing you that when you are constantly in those scenarios, you're pretty much desensitized to the feeling of embarrassment, so you essentially just take over the job. And trying to help my sisters who are too far gone is literally like shouting into the void. So
marriage is slavery. Marriage is imprisonment to some women, especially to those women that have lazy husbands, entitled husbands, husbands that are neck deep into the patriarchal system and how marriage is supposed to be in that system. So it's very difficult being in a relationship with such a man and expecting him to bring his quota, do his bit, and be fully responsible as a man is supposed to be in a partnership relationship. So it's very difficult. I get it when she spoke about the cooking. If you get into a relationship with a man that feels entitled to your cooking, a man that thinks because you're a woman, then it is your responsibility to always be in the kitchen and cook all the time. He does not feel the need to also cook sometimes for you, or he doesn't even welcome the idea of having a cooking rota. You cook today, I cook tomorrow. No, that should not even be discussed. That should not be an idea that anyone should consider in his marriage. So when you have such a man, you're trapped. You cook even when you don't feel like cooking, because if you don't cook, no food to eat. And such men are not even willing to buy food for the family from outside. No, they expect you to do it the way that their mother probably did. Oh, we don't eat out, I want cooked food, but they are not willing to assist. The lady that spoke about women getting desensitized when they continuously expose themselves to some certain behavior that men exhibit, that's true. If a man is toxic, you don't like the fact that he has that particular toxic trait, but if you decide to continuously stay around him and watch him repeatedly do that to you, over time you become immune to what he's doing and you start accepting it as normal. You start making excuses. You might still recognize it as something that is not good, but your body will start adjusting and you start accepting it. And that's the way men train women to learn how to live with their bad behavior and stop complaining.
Everything was just cool. Everything is funny. I'm here to tell y'all this shit not funny no more. There ain't nothing funny no more. I'm literally sitting here pregnant. That's just not funny. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's not, fuck them kids, all this shit, bitty, all this shit, fuck my baby daddy, rich baby daddy, that shit was fun. But it's not fun, because now I'm serious. I'm pregnant. What the fuck? Ah! Like, what? Oh my god! What the fuck? Bro, Bro, it's just not funny. Damn, my whole life. I'm 21. It's fucking over, bro. It's fucking over. I'm crashing the fuck out. Probably finna delete this. And I'm really crashing the fuck out. But bro, no! Ooh, this shit not funny. You did some real shit. Stop sitting up out there fucking. When it test, put 2 eyes. You gonna be like this, bro, with a hole in your fucking bonnet. Oh my son, that shit is crazy. Like, what the fuck?
A woman in her 30s who doesn't have romantic love, it's like the greatest tragedy ever. You know, poor Lisa never found romantic love, and now she's in her 40s and she has cats. What a tragedy. Guess what? Lisa's just fine. All of the research shows the following. Men need and benefit from relationships much more than women. Widows are happier after their husband dies. True. This is true. Women do live longer in relationships. They live 2 to 4 years longer. Men live 4 to 7 years longer. If a man hasn't cohabitated with a woman or been married by the time he's 30, there's a 1 in 3 chance he'll be a substance abuser. When women don't have a romantic relationship, oftentimes pour a lot of that energy back into their friend network and their professional lives. When men don't have a relationship, they pour a lot of that energy back into online content, nationalism, misogyny, anti-immigration. They start blaming other people for their problems. In my 20s, 30s, and even into my 40s, I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to have kids. Everything was about more. No matter how much money, I want more money. Just never quite sated. And the only time I have ever felt sated is when I'm with my boys and my partner and we're all on the couch, or I know they're safe, I know they're protected, I know they're loved. It's the only time I've ever had a moment where I thought, okay, I get it. This is it. This is enough. It is the most unexpected means of finding purpose and meaning in my life.
People had a lot to say in the comment section. Let's hear their thoughts. Cat lady over here and happily retires from dating. Happy for those who have healthy relationships. As a single, childless woman who has everything she wants in life, I can say my life is a perfection right now. Dating is just a choice. I don't get lonely or anything, but being in love is such an awesome feeling. I wish I could have that again, but dating is still the least thing on my mind. Everything else I do in my life brings me much joy and happiness. Yes, but who is going to do the dishes, washing the clothes, and prepping for the next day, as well as writing the grocery list, thinking about your mom's birthday present next week, and getting the school boxes ready for tomorrow while you're having that moment of self-reflection on the couch? I admire the self-reflection, but there's a big reality going on at the back end that most men never get. Peace out. I'm Lisa, and Scott is right. I'm totally okay. Smart words. Together for 44. Married for 33. 2 children. 3 grandchildren. It's been a wonderful life. He's 100% correct. I'm much more happier without a husband. I had 3 aunts who were all widowed. My dad used to call them the merry widows because once their husband died, they traveled the world and had so much fun together. It was really neat to see. I would like to see more men learning how to cultivate friendship the way women do, so that they are not relying on romantic relationship with a woman to meet all those needs. And isn't it true that women are often happier when they become widows because they no longer have an unequal responsibility for the emotional labor and domestic work that was required in the relationship?
I've been through so much fucking bullshit with men over the years. I have been beaten, I've been essayed, I've been cheated on, I've been cheated with. I lived with a man who I was madly in love with. I thought I was going to marry, and then I found underage girls on his phone. I moved cross country because I had a mental breakdown because of it. The last man that I dated, I wound up finding that he cheated on me about 6 months into our relationship. I didn't find out until 2 months after we broke up because of my TikTok comment section. And when I found out, I honestly didn't even blink because I was like, you know what? I've been through so much other bullshit that that doesn't even matter. It took me like 4 months to even remember to tell my therapist about it because I was like, who cares at this point, right? And so you would think that recently, when I've been talking to a guy for like 2 months who was convincing me that he was obsessed with me and he cared so much about me, and I was telling him like, I'm going through a difficult time right now, I'm kind of depressed, and he was like, oh my god, open up to me, be vulnerable with me. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And he spent so much time every single day, good morning, and if I wasn't responding, oh my god, did I do something wrong, are you okay, are we breaking up, we're not even fucking dating, but are we breaking up? He would joke about us getting married and how we should go on vacations and how his mom would love me and he wanted to have kids with me and blah, 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 blah. All this bullshit, right? And I told him, you're love bombing me, and he was like, I'm not love bombing you, I'm persistent because I know what I like. He would bypass my do not disturb so this man could call me and talk to me on the phone for hours. So imagine my surprise when I finally see him in person, because we live across country from each other. I finally see him in person, and he sleeps with me and then ghosts me. Was not on my bingo card. I thought, if anything, if maybe things aren't that good in person, but we've already slept together multiple times, so I didn't think, he's gonna just use me to just, like, sleep with me again. Like, that didn't make any sense. You've already been there, done that. Like, why would you do that? Sleeps with me and then ghosts me. And you would think, Sydney, you were once thrown down a flight of stairs. Why would that bother you? Like, that would just be a blip in the matrix. For some reason, this has f***ed with me, I think, more than anything else, and I think it's just mostly because I've been single for almost a year, not entertaining any men for almost a year, and here comes this man weaseling his way, forcing his way into my life. I wasn't even interested in him, but I was like, you know what, I think I'm doing the right thing. I think I've practiced enough detachment and discernment that I'm making a good decision by going for a guy who's not my usual type and who's so seemingly nice. I'm going for the nice guy, the good guy. I'm giving him a chance. And I'll give him a little bit of a chance to prove that his actions match his words. And then he completely dropped the f***ing ball and hurt me. And now I've been hurt by another man again after being so careful for almost a year to not give any man attention because of all the other f***ing bullshit that I've been through. A man once sprained my wrist because I was trying to go through his phone, and he was freaking out that he didn't want me to go through his phone because he was talking to some other girl behind my back. And this, getting ghosted after being slept with, is what is pushing me over the f***ing edge. I love it. Love that for me. Genuinely.
3 years ago, my ex broke up with me, seemingly out of nowhere. We had just spent 6 weeks designing the perfect engagement ring. After searching for the perfect jeweler for months, we even decided that his mom was going to officiate our wedding. And then he broke up with me. He said he wasn't healed yet from his last marriage, which I now know was bullshit because I recently found out that he was cheating on me. Now, by the time I found this out, I've already been long healed from the situation. But I really want to talk to you about this because he seemed like the quintessential nice guy. He was doting and loving and supportive and completely obsessed with me. Looking back, the signs were there because towards the end of our relationship, he would not talk to me. He would lock himself in his office and play video games and wouldn't communicate at all. We also both worked remote and spent almost all of our time together, so I have no idea how he pulled this off. And apparently he's still with that girl and they're engaged. After being completely blindsided by the breakup 3 years ago, I decided to go inward. I did a lot of healing. I hired coaches and therapists, and I was a recluse for a while just nursing my broken heart. I also had the ultimate glow up. I lost 30 pounds. I got a 6-pack and got into the best shape of my life, landed an incredible remote job in tech, bought a car after living in the city for 5 years, drove across the country, and started a brand new life in Arizona. I've been healing, building community, building friendships, and working on just getting hotter and better every single day. And my ex, well, he's been married, divorced, and engaged twice, all to 3 different women within 5 years. Look, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a confused guy. Like many men, they think a new relationship and a new love is going to solve all their problems, fill their voids, and make everything better without taking accountability and taking the proper time to heal and change. When I was in therapy after that relationship, it was ugly. I had to face patterns and part of myself that I didn't want to face. But I knew if I didn't, I'd be bringing that shit into my next relationship. I had to realize how much I was sweeping under the rug. All the red flags I decided to unconsciously ignore. I had to take accountability and responsibility for all of that, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. But you know what? I love who I've become in the process. I have been through really difficult shit in my life, and that breakup was definitely one of them. And we definitely don't have time to get into the childhood trauma right now. But really feeling, knowing, and acknowledging how resilient I am is truly priceless. This is where lasting self-confidence truly comes from. And now at 36, I truly believe that I've alchemized so much pain into power that I am ready for the beautiful and divine relationship that I've been dreaming about my whole life. But if we're being honest, whether it comes or not is completely inconsequential. I'm content. I'm truly fucking happy. I love myself and my own company. Whether this divine relationship that I know I deserve happens in 10 years, 20 years, or never, I know that I will be satisfied and fulfilled and happy for the rest of my life either way. And it's all because of the trials and tribulations that I've been through. Honestly, I wouldn't trade them for the world. It's not about what happens to you in life. It's about what you decide to make of it. And don't be sorry for me, babe. It's never rejection. It's always redirection and protection. So this is your reminder that your breakdown can be your greatest breakthrough. You can play the victim, or you can be the phoenix that rises from those fucking ashes. It's time to rise, babe.
More stories from the comment section. You just explained my entire story, except I found out via social media, and he discarded, ghosted me. Same type of guy you mentioned, divorced 2 times, left me for a third. I left to Arizona, started healing, and then I moved up north. And when I say my life has been amazing, and oh, guess what? That was 5 years ago. And 3 days ago, guess who texted me via WhatsApp asking begging me for forgiveness. Cring and yuck. They never change, just keep the same circle, which fails every time. As women like us, we heal, get better and better. God was protecting the heck out of us. So what do we do when we find out they were cheating? I found out he moved in with a new woman the same month he stopped talking to me. Do I tell her? We were long distance, so who knows if she knows about me? She might know about you. It's a possibility. So was my ex, the super nice guy, helped the neighbors, co-workers, total impression management. He bombed me so bad. Then I found out he was cheating through our whole 26-year marriage. That's a lot. My daughter 17 caught her dad and his mistress on Snapchat in 2023. Wow, that's sad.
After my divorce, I realized I married someone who didn't like me very much and maybe even hated me. So during the almost 6 years that we were married, I always used to ask him like, hey, I just want to go on a little road trip to the border, like the US border. We're roughly like not even an hour away from there, but he never wanted to take me because he didn't like the border police because they always gave him a hard time, which, yeah, I know they're annoying, but like, it's just something I wanted to do, like something, a fun little adventure with my partner, right? Nope, we never end up going, and because it wasn't ever important to him, even though it was something that would have brought me joy, right? And this is just one example. I felt like anytime I wanted to do something new or like try new food, go to a new restaurant or like visit a new place, he'd kind of just brush it off and make it seem silly and be like, yeah, like that's something you can go do on your own. Like, I don't want to do that. Even if I did end up making my own plans and going out, he'd make me feel so guilty about it. And like, mind you, I'd always take my kids with me and make sure that, you know, we came home at a decent time, but he'd always be like, make sure you come back by this time, right? And he'd be like, oh, you're gonna go. I would only ever see my family, guys. It wasn't like I'm visiting, like going out, like partying. I would only ever see my family, and he'd be like, oh, you're gonna go see them again? And even if we did end up going somewhere, unless I paid for it and planned for it, the trip would never really happen. Like, unless it had value to him or brought him joy in any way, we would never do things that I wanted. And, you know, I decided I wasn't going to stay with someone who made me feel like my joy was a burden to them.
Hi, I am Lisa. I am 57 years old and I went on 145 first dates. And I want to acknowledge the last video that went viral about the 5 reasons I don't want a man in my life. It was shocking to see how many women could commiserate and understand what I've been through. And I want to acknowledge and thank everyone for the support. I really have to tell you, to feel seen and acknowledged for the trauma that I've been through is actually so touching. It makes me sad that we've all kind of been through the same thing. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is the case. So I just want to acknowledge and say thank you to everyone. Okay. The other thing I want to say thank you for is that you guys all gave me really great points that I missed a lot of things. And to be fair, I've been single for 5 years and I think I've blocked it out. But here are 5 more reasons why I don't want a man in my life. And we might as well just get started with the first one, being grown children. Okay, grown children. And let's also say possibly young children. I am 57 and I have met men in their 60s with 10 and 13-year-olds. No, thank you. I've raised my kids. I'm ready for grandchildren now. I am absolutely not going to go with a man who's still raising kids. You made that choice, sir. You do you. I don't know. That's up to you. But the grown children is really the issue here, because you would think because the man's child is grown that, oh, great, the child's grown, we're going to be free to do our thing. Oh, no, these children oftentimes come with unhealed anger issues. They're mad. Their parents aren't still married. They're bitter. Their father wasn't a great dad. They're very concerned about their inheritance. So they see you and they're like threat, and they feel very entitled to be rude and disrespectful. And I'm sorry, but if you raise your child to be like that, that's on you, sir. And it says so much about you and your emotional intelligence because your kids picked up on that. So those group of men can exit stage left. Not interested in dealing with that or bringing that into my life. Okay, let's also talk about the second issue that I will not put up with, and that is porn. I'm not even sure I can say that word on here, but we have to admit how much that has damaged our men. I know you've been with a man who treated sex like it was a performance, something he had seen on the internet. He wants to revisit that. He has all these weird terminologies that he's going to bring up. And you know what? We cannot deny that that has ruined our men. It is bizarre how they look at sex based on what they've seen on the internet. And, you know, just a side note, I went and looked this up. There are 340 million Americans. There are 377 paid subscribers on OnlyFans. And I know it's international, I get that, but we have to acknowledge what a big deal this is and how this has affected our men's brains. And for all the ladies who said to me, I have such a good one, I'm so lucky, I hope you are telling yourself the truth, because ma'am, I guarantee one of you has a husband who is a paid subscriber on OnlyFans. And I am sorry, it is disgusting to think that I would be in a relationship with you and being intimate with you, and you are actively looking at the internet, those sort of things. It's gross. I want that. I don't want that. Just keep it away from me. Okay, next thing, sleep issues. A man in my bed has been nothing but disturbing. The snoring had to stop. I really just think if I'm going to be in a relationship, I need separate bedrooms. I need to sleep. I want peace. And it's not just the snoring. It's the farting in the bed. It's they wake up earlier and they feel very comfortable waking you up because they're up. So my natural sleep needs are interrupted by his inability to stay quiet while I'm sleeping. Or how about this? They come in late and they're banging around, blowing their nose, in the bathroom, slamming the doors as if you don't even exist. It's the entitlement for me. I just cannot understand. I sleep so well now and it's so important. My sleep is everything. Okay. The next thing, the disrespect. The disrespect that men are capable of doing. They tell you they have a work wife. They tell you that, I told Joe so-and-so about how you spent all this money. They'll tell a story about you in front of everyone that's disrespectful. It almost like reveals things that are private between you. It is so disrespectful. And if they are not supporting you in public and they're saying stuff and mocking you in public, that is an absolute end game for me. If you don't respect me, we don't need to be together. That is not a good partner. Okay. And the last thing is the denial and lack of accountability. How is it possible that a man could say something like, you didn't tell me those were your leftovers, so I ate them? You know they weren't yours. They can say, you didn't tell me Wednesday was garbage day. I didn't know. You didn't tell me Saturday was your mother's birthday, so I made golf plans. Can you imagine the argument that we're going to have now? Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Nope. For all those reasons, I do not want a man in my life. Thank you, ladies, for reminding me.
This might not apply to all men out there. Having a man in your life as a woman is a chore. It's dramatic. There's a lot you're going to put up with just because you have a man in your life. And it gets worse if you're sharing a house, a space with a man. Let's have a look at the next video coming up. The video is about a man that cheated on his bride on their honeymoon. Like after their wedding, they were on honeymoon. He cheated on her. Let's have a look.
My ex-husband started cheating on our honeymoon. Let's get into it. I met this man the day before I turned 19 in December of 2019. He was my canon event. So we start dating and COVID hits in the next year in March. He asks me to move in with him. 19-year-old self, great idea. I move in with him and we spend every single day together. I cooked for this man, I cleaned for this man. I was madly in love with him. And sure enough, he put a ring on it. July of that year, he proposed to me right before he headed off to school in Cincinnati. So we were doing the long distance engagement, and maybe a month into him there, I get a phone call. I miss you. I can't live without you. I'm eating a can of beans every day. Can we please move up the wedding? Yes, absolutely. Again, 19-year-old me. So we move up the wedding to December of that year. And what did we have? A beautiful little COVID wedding in my parents' basement. Oh, it's just Vogue quality, really. And so we honeymooned in Cancun. And our first night of the honeymoon was New Year's Eve. And what do we do that night? Yeah, I'm tired. We're done. Well, he wasn't. He then proceeds to take photos and videos of me and run off to the bathroom and send them to a 55-year-old woman from our church. Who is this woman, you might ask? She's a woman who steamed the veil for my wedding, who wanted so badly to throw me a bridal shower, who wanted to be involved in every single wedding event from us. She was so happy for us. I mean, so happy for us. So happy that she apparently wanted him. And they proceeded to have a 3-month-long online relationship of videos, photos, anything. I mean, that was January, February, March. I found out April of that year. Why did I find out? Because she had a complete file of printed evidence, printed photos of my ex that she decided to give to the pastor so that she could, in good conscience, come clean. Pastor told him that he had 24 hours to come clean to me. So that night, he came white as a ghost, shaking. I have something to tell you. What is it? What happened? What's wrong? I sent photos to another woman. That's all I got before I melted down, ran to the bathroom. I mean, my world was crashing. I was 20 at this point, newly married, and thinking, oh my gosh, I am going to be divorced at 20. I was appalled. I was so embarrassed. And I didn't even know the half of it. The next day, he goes off to school for the whole day, and the pastor calls me to check in, make sure that he had gotten everything off of his chest. And that's where I found out everything. But let's save that for part 2.
There is more to the story. Please head over to her TikTok page to watch the rest of it. Thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, a like, and also subscribe if you're yet to do so. And I will see you all in the next one. Also leave your comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching.